Right then, here we go, 2.5 cal. Right, there we go. That's a 5-shot group. First one was a bit low. Pulled that one slightly. Today I'm shooting through my lounge, through my dining rooms, through the patio doors and down the end of the garden. It's nearly 30 yards if I do it that way. So apart from the one that I pulled at the bottom there, all the rest of them are, I have to say, pretty much a 1-all group. You know, you take that bottom one out that I pulled, and all of those, that is a 1-all group. The reason I pulled it is this table, unfortunately, is none too steady. The tops of it wobble about, which isn't ideal for when you're trying to do target shooting. But I've got to say, how fantastic is that rifle? I mean, look at it. I mean, it is one of the meanest, nicest rifles. I mean, I love this gun. It is superb. There's nothing about it that isn't brilliant, other than that little 2.5 caliber magazine. And that, as I've explained, I think is because I was given, when I bought it, for some reason, I've been supplied with the Mark 1 magazines instead of the more up-to-date Mark 2 magazines, which is rather odd, because this is a Priest 2, as you can see. And for some strange reason, I managed to get the Mark 1 magazines with it, which I don't really understand. But anyway, but what a cracking rifle. It really is. It's phenomenally accurate. Beautifully smooth to shoot. The triggers, that flat blade trigger, I mean, it looks nothing. It's just a flat blade trigger. There's not much of a curve to it or anything. But it's so crisp and so predictable in the let-off. It's really, really good. It really is. It's a flipping brilliant trigger. For a bullpup that's not electronic, that is probably the best non-electronic bullpup trigger that I've ever tried. It's really, really good. It's got a really nice creep. You know straight away when you're at the second stage. First stage is lovely, no creep, nothing really defined. Gets that second stage and it breaks beautifully. It's a top trigger. Really is a really good trigger. They've done a good job with that. Fair dues. Now, I've been in contact with RTI today. They contacted me again this morning. Fair dues to this company. All credit to them. They're really good. Their customer service is second to none. When I mentioned the problem with the 2.5 cal, they said they'd look into it, and they had a look at that little video that I put up yesterday on the YouTube channel. And first thing this morning, literally first thing, bang, an email saying that they were going to look into it, and that they'd have some sort of answer by the end of the day. And I did mention to them that basically I'd been given the wrong magazines with it. And that was picked up on by one of the viewers on my channel, actually, who spotted it and messaged me and said, oh, you know, basically you've got the Mark 1 magazines on your Mark II rifle. So hopefully, if I can get my hands on the more up-to-date magazines, the problem will go. I mean, in all fairness, it's not such a big issue. Like I say, with the 177, it's fine. With 2.2, no one seems to have had a problem with the 2.2s. It just seems to be this 2.5 cal for some reason. Whether it's a combination of the size of the pellets, I don't know. But it's done it with pile arms, that I don't recommend for this gun anyway, because it's so inaccurate with those, it was ridiculous. And the JSB Exact Kings, the heavies that I'm using it at the minute, that are pinpoint accurate. You know, I mean, you saw that there, nearly 30 yards, 5-shot group, all through the same hole. And out at 50 yards, you know, almost the same. The groups are ridiculous. It's such an accurate gun. That barrel's incredible. It really is. Put a decent scope on this rifle and it's a perfect hunting gun. I've got that IOR on there, which is bob on. Just move it where the light's a bit better. Yeah, I've got this IOR on here, which is a top-notch telescopic sight, made in Romania. Really good. Uses shot, high definition, low dispersion glass, the best lenses you can get. It's built like a tank, 40mm body, parallaxes down to 7 meters, and goes up to 28 times mag for up to 28 by 50. And it complements this rifle no end, because whilst it is a heavy scope, because the Priest is fairly light, you stick it on top of this and you've got probably one of, if not the best telescopic sight in the world, stuck on certainly one of the best PCP air rifles in the world. And I have had, and indeed still got, some of the best that are out there. Steyrs, I've had a Renegade, I had a Red Wolf, you know, Uragans. I've had a Weihrauch 110, BSAR 10s. Pretty much had me Steyr Pro X, obviously, my Hunting 5. All of those top-notch guns, and this thing is right up there at the very, very top of the pile. It's a lovely gun, and it's so easy to work on. Nice modular design, plenty of places to put bits and pieces on it. I mean, like, I bought this really smart Accu bipod to go on it, because I thought, right, I've got a gun here that's capable of extraordinary accuracy. I want to make the most of it. So when I'm shooting targets, I use the Accu bipod. Obviously, it's not the sort of bipod you'd use for hunting. It's too big and too cumbersome. But for unless you're in a hide or some little static hunting, in which case it's fine, shooting from blind. But if, you know, for roving hunting, I put my Spartan on it, on the little Picatinny rail at the bottom there, and it's got my best IOR telescopic sight on it, and this thing's just I mean, it's knocked down loads of rabbits now. It's a perfect gun for hunting. Because it's lightweight, you can kit it up with expensive, good gear that maybe is a little bit weighty, and it carries it, and it carries it well. And all I can say is that in 177, it's just stupidly accurate. And I thought in the 2.5, maybe there's going to be not as accurate. How wrong was I? In 2.5, it's just as accurate. It's stunningly good in 2.5 cal. I mean, all right, yes, you've got a much more pronounced trajectory curve, but the actual integral accuracy of the rifle is just phenomenal. These barrels are really, really good, and the regulators on these are really good. You know, it's pumping out such a consistent power. It's just really good. Really is. Really smart. And I'm glad I put the 2.5 caliber barrel back on it again, because I've got a couple of 177s. Always fancied a 2.5, and this thing is the dog's nuts in 2.5 cal. It really is. It's incredibly good. So there you go. Little picture there, some of the grouping that I did earlier with it. I showed you there, shooting into it. You know, so good, so accurate. And the awesome sight on it. And what an awesome rifle it is. And fingers crossed that the new type 2.5 cal magazines solve that slight little bit of a niggle with it. But other than that, it's a phenomenal gun. Loving it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.